diving into the world of Jeffree Star today.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we got this podcast episode someone sent in.
Okay.
And they tried to sum up his entire career, his life, everything.
Okay.
Using the 5 W's, like who, what, when, where, why.
That's ambitious.
And I'm like, how is that even possible?
Right. Like, where do you even begin with a guy like Jeffree Star?
Exactly. So we're going to break down this episode, see if we can pull out some of the important stuff, you know, like get a better idea of who this guy really is beyond all the makeup and the like crazy lifestyle. What's he actually done? Why is he so influential?
Yeah, good questions.
Okay, so you obviously know Jeffree Star. He's like a household name in the beauty world at this point. But what I find really interesting is his path to fame wasn't typical, you know? Like, he didn't just magically appear on YouTube one day.
Right.
This guy was doing like a million different things before that. Modeling, music, even fashion.
Yeah, he's definitely a creative type, always trying new things.
Exactly. So do you think that like varied background actually helped him? Like, did all those different experiences actually help him build his brand?
I mean, it probably gave him a lot of skills. Like learning how to market yourself, how to get people's attention.
Especially since he was already doing that on MySpace, like way back, before Instagram was even a thing.
Oh yeah, remember MySpace? He was like an early influencer.
Right. He already knew how to build an audience, and he definitely wasn't afraid to like, you know, push the boundaries.
Yeah, controversy seems to follow him wherever he goes.
Which brings us to like a big question, right? How much of that is calculated? Like, is the drama all part of the plan to stay relevant?
It's tough to say. A lot of influencers thrive on that. Any publicity is good publicity, as they say.
But could there be a point where it backfires? Like, does too much drama actually hurt your credibility in the long run?
Well, I mean, it hasn't really hurt Jeffree Star so far.
Okay, so let's move beyond like his personality for a sec. And talk about what he's actually built. I mean, he's got a huge cosmetics company, Jeffree Star Cosmetics.
Oh yeah, that's like a major success story.
And those highlighters, the liquid lipsticks, people are obsessed with them.
I know, they've got like a cult following.
And he's really involved in the business. It's not just slapping his name on stuff. He's always talking about how he's involved in every step, like from creating the formulas to marketing, everything.
That's smart.
And you see a lot on his YouTube channel too. It's not just makeup tutorials. He talks about the business side of things.
Right, like the behind the scenes stuff.
The wins, the challenges, even the financial stuff. I think that's really appealing to people who want to be entrepreneurs.
Totally. He makes it seem attainable, you know?
Yeah.
Even though obviously his level of success is pretty extraordinary.
But he's not the only one, right? There are tons of influencer-owned brands now.
Yeah, it's a whole phenomenon.
So what do you think makes some of them successful while others just like totally flop?
Well, personality is a big part of it, obviously. You need to connect with your audience, but there's more to it than that.
Right, like actual business strategy.
Exactly. You need a solid plan.
And Jeffree was kind of ahead of the curve on that, wasn't he?
For sure.
Like using YouTube to build a brand. That was smart.
He understood the power of video content early on and how to engage with his viewers.
And those collabs too.
Oh yeah, collaborating with other YouTubers is huge.
That was like way before influencer marketing was even a term.
It's all about expanding your reach.
And you can't forget the lifestyle he shows off, right? The mansions, the cars, the whole life less ordinary thing.
That's definitely part of his brand image.
That gets aspirational for a lot of people.
But has it created like an unrealistic standard?
That's a good question. It's like he's redefined what success looks like in this industry.
But is it sustainable for everyone?
That's something to think about as we keep going with this deep dive.
It makes you think about how influencers stay relevant, you know?
It's like a constantly evolving game.
Yeah, how do you keep up in a world that's always changing?
Especially in like the beauty world, trends are changing all the time.
Totally.
In Jeffree, he's never just sat back and like coasted.
No, not at all.
He's always expanding, trying new stuff. He went from makeup to a cannabis line.
Really?
Yeah, and there's even been talk about fashion ventures.
He's always got something going on.
Always looking for new opportunities.
That's smart though.
It is.
I mean, it's like he's constantly reinventing his brand.
So where would you say he is now?
That's a good question.
Like, his brand still seems to be doing amazing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
His YouTube channel is still huge.
Millions of subscribers.
He's still a major force in the beauty world.
For sure.
So how has he managed to stay relevant?
Well, I think a big part of it is he stayed true to himself.
Right, like that bold, unapologetic personality.
Exactly. That's what people are drawn to.
But he's also shown that he's not afraid to, like, grow and change.
You mean like his personal life too?
Yeah, like being open about his breakup with Nathan Schwandt.
That's interesting.
I mean, he didn't have to share that with the world. But he did, and I think it made him more relatable.
But he's not just this untouchable celebrity.
Exactly. He's human. He goes through stuff like everyone else.
It's almost like counterintuitive, right?
How so?
Well, you'd think someone who's built a brand on being so larger than life would want to keep that image up at all costs.
Like a facade, you mean?
Yeah, but showing that vulnerability, it actually strengthens his connection with his audience.
Because it feels more authentic.
Exactly, people crave that realness.
Especially in a world that feels so curated and fake sometimes.
Social media can be like that.
So moving on, we have to talk about Jeffree's commitment to inclusivity in beauty.
Yeah, that's been a big part of his brand.
Like his makeup line, when it launched, it offered like a crazy wide range of shades for all skin tones.
Which was pretty groundbreaking at the time.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of brands were still lagging behind on that.
So he saw an opportunity, a need.
And he filled it.
And it wasn't just like a marketing thing.
Right. He's been vocal about diversity and beauty for a long time.
It feels genuine, not like he's just jumping on a trend.
And it put pressure on other brands to do better.
Oh yeah, they had to step up their game.
Expand their shade ranges.
Become more inclusive.
It's hard to deny the impact Jeffree had on that.
It also shows his business smarts, though.
How so?
He realized that inclusivity wasn't just the right thing to do, it was also good business.
He tapped into a market that was being ignored.
And he proved that diversity sells.
It's a win-win.
And it highlights the power influencers have to make real change.
Yeah, when someone with Jeffree's platform speaks out, people listen.
He's like redefined what it means to be a celebrity in this digital age.
I mean, think about it.
He's super active on social media, embraces the drama, and somehow uses it all to his advantage.
It's a balancing act, for sure.
But it seems to be working for him.
At least for now.
But do you think it's sustainable?
That's the question.
Like, can you rely on shock value forever?
Or will it eventually backfire?
It's something to consider as we move on. Okay, so let's rewind a bit. Back to the beginning. Believe it or not, Jeffree's journey started on MySpace.
MySpace. Wow, that takes me back.
Remember those days?
Oh, yeah.
It was like the wild west of social media. A lot of cringe, but also a lot of creativity.
People expressing themselves in all sorts of ways.
And that's where Jeffree honed his online persona.
Way before YouTube even existed.
Like he was an influencer before the term even existed.
He was ahead of the curve.
And you have to remember, the beauty industry was completely different back then.
Social media marketing wasn't even a thing.
So he was a pioneer, really.
He saw the potential of the internet to change the game.
And he used those early platforms to build a foundation for his future success.
It's amazing how he's evolved alongside the internet.
From MySpace to YouTube to Instagram to TikTok.
He's adapted to every new platform while staying true to his brand.
That's not easy to do.
No, a lot of influencers have struggled with that.
So let's talk about his YouTube breakthrough. It came in the 2010s with his makeup tutorials and reviews.
Those were huge.
He was one of the first beauty YouTubers to really get it.
Get what?
Like how to use the platform to build a brand.
Oh, right.
He was creating high quality videos, engaging with his audience, collaborating with other creators.
And his videos were different.
Oh, so.
They were bold, colorful, sometimes controversial. He stood out from the crowd.
He wasn't just teaching people about makeup, he was entertaining them.
Building a whole world around his content.
And then in 2015, he launched Jeffree Star Cosmetics.
That was a game changer.
It solidified his status as a major player in the beauty industry.
He went from influencer to CEO, brand owner, disruptor.
It's incredible, really. He built an empire from scratch.
It's inspiring, in a way.
Definitely.
It shows that hard work and determination can pay off.
That you can achieve your dreams no matter how crazy they seem.
As long as you believe in yourself and never give up. It really makes you wonder, can anyone else do what he did?
Yeah, is Jeffree Star's success replicable?
It's a tough question.
Because he does have this like unique combination of things, right?
Oh, yeah.
Talent, business smarts, and that just like undeniable charisma.
It just draws people in.
But is that something you can like teach or bottle up?
Right. Can you create that formula?
Or was he just like in the right place at the right time?
Maybe a bit of both.
Because think about it. He came up when social media was still kind of new.
the early days.
And the beauty industry was ready for someone to shake things up.
He was a disruptor, for sure.
But things are different now. It's so much more competitive.
Oh yeah, way more crowded.
So it's hard to imagine anyone having that same trajectory.
Like lightning in a bottle.
But I do think there are lessons to be learned from him.
Definitely.
Like, he showed that authenticity can be powerful.
Even if it gets messy sometimes.
Even if it's controversial.
Because people can spot a fake from a mile away.
Exactly. They want the real deal.
And he's also proven that you need to be adaptable.
Like, constantly reinventing yourself.
The internet never stands still.
He hasn't been afraid to try new things, push boundaries.
He keeps people guessing.
And you can't forget about inclusivity.
Oh, that's huge.
He showed the whole industry that it's not just the right thing to do, it's good business.
Smart move.
He reached a wider audience, expanded his market.
Became a leader.
So yeah, we might not see another Jeffree Star exactly like him.
Probably not.
But his story definitely has valuable lessons for anyone who wants to build a brand online.
Absolutely. It's a blueprint, in a way.
It's about finding that balance, right?
What do you mean?
Like staying true to yourself while also adapting to the changing online world.
It's a tightrope walk.
But Jeffree, he seems to have mastered it.
For now, at least.
So, to wrap this all up,
Yeah.
I think what we've learned from Jeffree Star is you gotta be bold, take risks, and never stop learning.
The internet rewards those who stand out.
And most importantly, use your platform for good.
Whether it's advocating for change, challenging norms, or just inspiring others.
Because influence can be a powerful tool.
For better or worse.
Well, that's our deep dive into the world of Jeffree Star.
It's been a wild ride.
I hope you all learned something. And as always, keep exploring, keep questioning.
And keep diving deep.
We'll see you next time.